So welcome to another video on our all-purpose Ankara leather bag. In the last video, we finished our handle on both sides of the bag. We did our handle. I'm sure if you're following me, you must have done your handle now. It was quite easy. You were able to do this and attach it to the handle holder. In this video, we are going to be doing this. This is the main panel first and second, would I call it attachments or so? First and second attachments for the main panel of the bag. I've done it on one side of the bag. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do this. As you can see, our bag is already taking shape. So I'm going to show you how to do this in this video. I'm doing it on the second part of the bag. When you look at the pattern, you will see this particular one, and I call it the contrast material. And this contrast pattern, you're going to cut two pieces of your contrast material. That is your Ankara material. Two pieces because you're using it for both this and this part of the bag. There are two sets. So you're cutting two of your contrast material. You're cutting two of your lining. This lining. You're cutting two of your leather. And you're cutting two of your 1/4 inch foam. I repeat, two contrast material, two leather, two 1/4 inch foam, two foam lining. What we are going to do now, first I remove the pattern. I am going to put the Ankara on top, as you can see, on top of the leather, with the bad side facing me, the bad side of my Ankara facing me, and I'm going to top stitch. See the way it is, the Ankara with the bad side facing me, the leather, the foam, and then the foam lining. So we are going to do a top stitch. We're going to sew here, here, and here. It's always good first to pin it down before you sew so that it won't shift. There's a lot of work in this bag compared to the other bags I've been doing, but the end result actually is very, very beautiful. So it's good you take your time. You must not finish it in 2 days or 3 days. Take your time and take it step by step, so that when you finish, you'll be happy with the end results. Okay, I've finished pinning it now, so let me do a top stitch around it. So close to the edge as possible, as much as possible. I'm done with that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut all these edges, just a little cut next to where my top stitch is. Do some cuts. That is so that when I turn it over, it will be easy. And I also trim down my seam to make it as tiny as possible. Trim it down to make it as tiny as possible, so that when you turn over the material, it will give you a smooth and not too bulky appearance. Okay. We'll now turn over. We are going to iron it down so that this place will come out very beautiful. I'll iron it down. Remember that you have leather under, so the iron should not be too hot. Just enough to give you a nice looking finishing there. As you can see, I'm done with that. And that is going to come here like so. I'm done with that. The next one is to put the first smaller piece. As you can see, this pattern has it has a pocket, but I decided not to put the pocket. I did it in the last bag, but this one we just leave it plain like that. I didn't put the pocket here. Give it another style. I just left it like that, no pockets here, as you can see. For this one, you don't need a foam. You just need to cut 2 pieces of the main leather and then 2 pieces of the lining. Finish. No foam. I repeat, no foam, just leather and lining for this particular first cover of this. But what you should do, remember the lining you're going to use. You have to make it about, when you're cutting it, you make it about 1/2 inch longer than the main leather, half an inch longer than the main leather. That is so that we'll be able to come up with this bias lining on top of it. This is part of the lining that we have used to have this kind of effect. What I'm going to do now, I will just sew here, here, here. Finish and turn it over. Remember to pin it though, so that it will shift. We'll do the same thing. Cut at the edges so that you'll be able to get a good curve. And also cut the seams to make it as tiny as possible away from the top stitch. Turn it over. Now this is what you are going to do. After you turn it over, that extra half an inch or quarter of an inch space, just shift the material a little bit up so to get that quarter of an inch. So you pin it. Pin it like so, away from this on the leather. I hope you're following me. What we are going to do, we are going to iron it down. Now remember, this is leather. Before you iron, I placed a material on top of it to iron it. Because it's leather, if you iron it direct, all your work is gone. The leather will gum to the iron. So you have to be very careful. Place a cloth on it and then iron it. And the iron should not be too hot. Should not be too hot. Just a little bit to put it in place before we sew it. that is it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run a stitch directly under here. Run a stitch under, not on this, but directly under where I did the pins. Just run a stitch down up to this place. So that this bias-like pattern will be kept in place. Don't shift. I'm trying to use maybe 3 millimeters or 4 millimeters as you run that stitch there. Good. This is what it will look like. You can see. And this we are going to place here. So our bag is ready. What I'm going to do now, we are going to ensure that it's equal. So that place this here to ensure that it's equal. As you can see, it's not equal, so it's not equal here. So what you should do, adjust it to such a way that it is equal. Adjust this in such a way. Adjust this in such a way that it is equal. You can shift it a little bit here. So it looks equal. Shift this a little bit. Okay. Shift this a little bit. So once it is equal, we now pin down the 3. Pin it down. Pin down all the way around. And then cut off the excess. Make sure that you get everything when you're pinning it. Get everything together. And pin it down. Good. I've done the pinning. Turn this so to ensure that everything is the same and equal. Check it to ensure that it is equal. So what we'll do now, we'll trim off all this. We'll trim it off. So from the look of it, everything is equal. Everything looks equal. This will come up a little bit. See what I said? You have to make sure. See, this is not so equal. It has to come up a little bit. When everything is okay as it is, so now remove it, this one, turn this so, and then we're going to trim off all this, and then we sew all round to attach this to this, just like we did so. So thank you so much for listening. Whatever is remaining to do is simple for you to do. Just trim it off and then sew it all round to get this piece, so that in our next video we are going to start doing the side panels, joining the backs together. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.